I really like Paula Abdul a lot. She's really cool, like a really big fan, and I make life-size drawings of Paula.
An obsessed Abdul fan, she says a stalker was permitted to audition.
Big wheel, keep on turning!
But I don't think any artist on earth could sing with that much metal in your mouth anyway. You have so much metal in your mouth.
You can go okay, because, I mean, I don't even care.
How did she get through the metal detector? I mean, it must have gone crazy.
I mean, I was pitchy on a couple of notes. Big deal.
Said that her death is Paula Abdul's fault.
Oh, why would that be?
Because Simon, like he does to all the other contestants, ripped her apart. And Paula Abdul said nothing. She let it happen.
Paula Abdul's stalker wanted to be just like her. This woman, Sandra, decided to dedicate her life to Paula. She changed her name from Sandra to Paula and tried everything in her power to get closer to Paula Abdul. She would stalk Paula at work and at her home, until one day she mysteriously died in front of Paula's home. So let's get into it. We need to talk about this stalker who followed Paula Abdul for over a decade and killed herself in front of Paula's home. If you guys don't know who Paula Abdul is, you may have heard her music before because she was a big star in the 80s and 90s. If you haven't heard her music, you may have seen her on TV because she was one of the judges on the show American Idol. And people love Paula Abdul, but this woman took it too far, and she even changed her name to Paula. So the stalker's name is Paula Goodspeed, and that's because she changed her name from Sandra to Paula. One could only think it's because she's so obsessed with Paula Abdul that she wants to be just like her. But Paula Goodspeed's niece claims that she had changed her name from Sandra to Paula just because she liked the name, and it had nothing to do with Paula Abdul. But that's something I seriously doubt. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about Paula Goodspeed's niece, but I appreciate her perspective. She claims when she visited her aunt in California, they went to Paula Abdul's house multiple times. Quote, she was showing me where she lived. We liked looking at the huge condos out there. Why they found her dead in her car near Paula Abdul's house, I do not know, but I don't believe my aunt killed herself.
Inside, we were hoping some talent would shine through.
I'm Paula Goodspeed, and I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I'm a student. Oh yeah, definitely. I really think I'm a pop star. They call me fashion genius, I guess.
They do. Who calls you that?
Everybody. They're
Really?
like I go to like entertainment school, my modeling teacher, and she's been in the business for a while.
Right on.
And she's like, how did you come up with that? I mean, it fits. It just barely fits. You know, you have to carry yourself a certain way. You have to have a certain personality to be able to carry my look off. Not everybody can do it.
Even though Paula Goodspeed's niece claims that she wasn't a stalker, she sure acted like one. Police told Access that Paula Goodspeed had caused a disturbance on more than one occasion at Paula Abdul's home. Quote, our station has been called to respond to Paula Abdul's house on multiple occasions over the last several years concerning Paula Goodspeed. And Paula Goodspeed actually came face to face with Paula Abdul because she decided to try out for American Idol in season 5.
Oh, that's a good job in the city. Workers all the man every night and day. And I never lost 1 minute of sleep and wasn't worried about the way things might have been. Big wheel keep on turning. Proud Mary keep on burning. And we're rolling, rolling.
So maybe Paula Goodspeed isn't that talented, but she is very dedicated. She told Ryan Seacrest, quote, I really like Paula a lot. She's really cool. I'm like a really big fan. And I made life-sized drawings of Paula. I've been drawing ever since I was a little kid, and my first drawing was of Paula Abdul. Here's actually a drawing of Paula, and It's actually not too bad. It's giving a little bit of Michael Jackson, but I mean, it's not the worst.
I really like Paula Abdul a lot. She's really cool, like a really big fan, and I make life-size drawings of Paula. I've been drawing ever since I was a little kid, and my first drawing was of Paula Abdul. You know I am.
It must have been freaky for Paula Abdul to have Paula Goodspeed on the show, but that actually wasn't the first time they had met before. Paula Goodspeed's niece claims that Goodspeed actually did meet Paula one time at a Starbucks, and Goodspeed was super excited that she got to meet Paula Abdul. Quote, excited she got to meet such a big star. But supposedly at this point, Paula Goodspeed had been stalking Paula Abdul for the past 17 years. And this obsession with Paula led her to audition for the show American Idol twice.
Hi.
Hi, come on in.
How are you?
Nervous.
What's your name?
Paula.
Paula.
And my name.
You had it first, so okay.
There's a similarity here.
Huh?
More than just the name. I just saying there's a similarity.
There is.
Really? Mm-hmm. I see it, definitely.
I take it as a compliment because you're beautiful.
No, I meant it as a compliment, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And what are you going to sing?
Proud Mary by Ike and Tina Turner.
Fabulous.
So, of course, Simon Cowell wasn't the friendliest to Paula Goodspeed, and she didn't end up going to Hollywood. After she was rejected from American Idol, she decided to ramp up her stalking of Paula Abdul. And Paula Abdul actually received more than 100 letters and multiple phone calls from Paula Goodspeed. There's one story that Paula Abdul has told, and I think it's the scariest, because she had a boyfriend named JT. Her boyfriend JT sent her a bunch of flowers with the note, "Hope you're doing great, here's my new cell number," which Paula was confused about, because why did her boyfriend send her some flowers with his new number opposed to giving her a heads up? And she called her boyfriend and realized that these flowers did not come from him, but rather this stalker. And it was probably a setup so that this woman, Paula Goodspeed, could get Paula Abdul's number. A source was quoted saying, "The flower thing was really scary. Paula really couldn't handle that. She was terrified." Personally, I feel like American Idol did Paula dirty, because why did they bring her stalker onto the show? And Paula shares that she really didn't have a lot of say at all. I mean, at one point they were going to add a fourth judge, and she had no idea, she had no say, and Randy had no idea, he had no say.
Randy found out, I believe, like hours before me.
Were you mad?
I thought that respectfully, all of us as a group maybe we could even figure this out together.
Further indications of a strained relationship between Paula and Idol producers surfaced when an obsessed Abdul fan, she says a stalker, was permitted to audition.
Big wheel keep on turning.
She says over her objection.
I don't think any artist on earth could sing with that much metal in your mouth anyway. You have so much metal in your mouth.
She's got braces. It's not so much metal.
Yeah, but it's metal.
It's braces. Yeah. People have them.
People have braces.
But can you sing with all those?
Yes.
Yeah, people can.
Simon definitely did this to Paula to set her up and to create good television. But this is a dangerous situation, and it really irks me to see Simon sit there and poke fun at the two Paulas, claiming that they have a lot in common.
Rolling on a river, said we're rolling on a river.
There is a similarity.
Oh, Carl, stop it.
Paula.
Okay, I thought you meant me. Oh my god.
No, Paula and Paula.
Yeah.
Well, Paula, speechless.
So after this episode aired, Paula Goodspeed wasn't doing well. Quote, it's painfully obvious from Paula Goodspeed's MySpace page that she was seriously affected by her embarrassment on the show. She blogged about her American Idol rejection, saying how hard it is to deal with the awful things being said about her, just because I made the mistake of trying out for a singing competition before I was even ready vocally, emotionally, and physically. And you have to admit that American Idol went a little bit too low because they were really making fun of her braces and how she looked.
Brace yourself, Paula. Your #1 fan is on the way.
That was terrible. What was that?
But I don't think any artist on earth could sing with that much metal in your mouth anyway. You have so much metal in your mouth.
She's got braces. It's not so much metal.
Yeah, but it's metal.
It's braces.
Yeah.
People have them.
People have braces.
Yeah, but can you sing with all those in?
Yes.
Yeah, people can.
That's like a bridge. I mean, it's...
What?
Could I do another song to show you something different?
No.
You can go, okay, because, I mean, I don't even care.
How did she get through the metal detector?
Oh,
I mean, it must have gone
stop
crazy.
I mean, I was pitchy on a couple of notes. Big deal.
So Simon went really hard on Paula Goodspeed, and you would think that she would go after him after that. But there's definitely some phenomenon and problem when it comes to American Idol because people love to watch these people fail and cringe and make a fool of themselves. And honestly, I think we need to talk about American Idol and how toxic it was back in the day.
Said that her death is Paula Abdul's fault.
Oh, why would that be?
Because Goodspeed actually auditioned on American Idol, and Simon, like he does to all the other contestants, ripped her apart. And Paula Abdul said nothing. She let it happen. She didn't defend.
It's not the
Goodspeed.
fault of the this poor woman is severely mentally ill, ill and delusional, and it's a very sad thing. But I don't think it's Simon's fault or Paula's fault.
I agree. I don't think it's Simon's fault or Paula's fault. Maybe a little bit of American Idol's fault because they should probably vet the people they have on their show, and she clearly wasn't mentally well. And even after the show, she continued to blog about Paula Abdul, writing that Paula Abdul is her secret crush, which it's not really a secret at this point. But now let's get into how Paula Goodspeed died, because it's extremely unfortunate. So her parents actually reported her missing on a Tuesday morning, and they even told the police that their daughter was a big fan of Paula Abdul, which I think is interesting, because if you're telling someone that your child or your loved one is missing, I feel like you would describe everything else besides their favorite singer or what they're obsessed with. But I believe that this is a sign that her death is somehow linked to Paula Abdul's existence.
The woman committed suicide last fall in front of Abdul's house. Paula talked to Barbara Walters a few weeks afterwards on her Sirius radio program.
Paula Abdul was actually filming for American Idol when Paula Goodspeed's body was found. Her parents had reported her missing. I'm assuming they gave some description of her car, and they found her car later that same day. And maybe Paula Goodspeed's parents telling police that she loved Paula Abdul led to this quick find because, according to reports, her car had a license plate that read ABLLV, which stands for Abdul Love. She also supposedly had a picture of Paula Abdul hanging from the rear view mirror. So her car was decked out with Paula Abdul stuff. There is something I find interesting about Paula Goodspeed's case. So at this point, she's 30 years old and she's found dead in her car. Police believe it was a drug overdose, and her mother had reported her missing earlier that day, as we know, and when she told police about her daughter's case, she expressed fears that Paula Goodspeed was suicidal, which I think is really interesting. So her mother, her parents had some inkling that Paula Goodspeed was suicidal. But this niece, who has been super outspoken, claims that Paula Goodspeed was not suicidal, and she believes that someone was involved in Paula Goodspeed's death. So it's interesting to see the parents claim that, she wasn't doing well, she may not feel great, and then we've got this niece who claims that this is a mysterious death and she was far from suicidal.
I said, this girl is a stalker of mine, and please do not let her in. And there were people, everyone knew. I mean, I was shaking, and they thought it would, for entertainment value.
Who's they?
Producers.
You mean they put you in peril because it would be fun?
Fun for them to cause me stress.
Did you warn the show
that this was someone who'd been stalking you?
I'm not at liberty to speak about this right now because it's still an ongoing police investigation. It's tragic. There will be a day when I can talk about it. There will be a day. I just can't do it now.
When it comes to Paula Goodspeed's death, we don't actually know how she died. The coroner's office claims that she did die of a drug overdose, but we don't know which drugs, and supposedly it was multiple prescription drugs. So I think it's interesting they won't tell us exactly what it was, but it was, I guess, a mixture of pills that she had taken in her car outside of Paula Abdul's home.
Fanatic of Paula Abdul that was found dead inside her car right outside of Paula Abdul's house.
Her name is Paula Goodspeed?
Yes.
Yeah, we have a photo of her.
That's a made-up name, by the way.
Paula
There she
Goodspeed's, there she is, yeah.
That's a sexy look. I like that. She looks a little
She killed
like,
herself, so that's appropriate to make fun of her. Okay?
All right, never mind.
Her brother has come out.
I'm sure she'll be fine.
Come out.
No, she's
in
dead.
the media.
Why? He can't be fine.
I do have a couple of questions here. Like, first off, why would she be at Paula Abdul's home? Was she planning on hurting Paula Abdul and then herself? Like, for what reason? Why would she go to this location to take her life? Because Paula Abdul has been such a big figure in her life. And then secondly, I found a bunch of different articles claiming that she could have autism. I can't speak on that, and I've seen some other people share their opinions that she may, but I really don't have any idea, and I think maybe that's something that should be considered if you're looking at the grand scheme of everything. But Paula Goodspeed had a plan for herself. She wanted to be a big pop star, and she actually worked with this guy named Ed in LA to make a song, and he claims that she was a bit off the wall. Quote, I was hired by her singing coach to help Paula record some songs. She wore the craziest outfits. She would show up to my home studio wearing fluorescent pants and skirts with trinkets hanging off her jacket. She was a sweet person, very nice, but a little insecure. He claims as soon as he heard her sing, he knew that she wouldn't make it in the music industry. Quote, she was a little bit delusional thinking she could make a career out of this, but she was so incredibly determined. So the singing coach and I tried to encourage her. Paula did make a couple of references to Paula Abdul, but nothing really out of the ordinary. During the recording process, Paula Goodspeed struggled and broke down and cried several times. In the end, they finished only one song and left two others incomplete. He sent the tracks to the singing coach, and that was the last time he worked with Paula Goodspeed. In my opinion, it's clear that Paula Goodspeed wasn't doing well and was stalking Paula Abdul. But Paula Goodspeed's brother, Charles, claims that his sister wasn't a stalker. She went to LA to have a career, and when she went down in front of those American Idol judges, it was over. Her brother can say this and her niece can say that, but it doesn't explain her actions. They're giving very much stalker energy. But something else I found interesting was that the police shared that there was no record of any restraining orders or anything like that taken out against Paula Goodspeed. And this one officer said, I can't say whether Paula Abdul was directly harassed. I don't get how the police can say in one breath that they've had to go down to Paula Abdul's house multiple times because of Paula Goodspeed, and then at the same time claim that Paula Abdul maybe wasn't directly harassed. And I think Paula Goodspeed's story speaks to a bigger problem that we as Americans and as people like to watch other people fail.
They love watching people make fools of themselves and just unaware that they're not good singers. And to me, how can we all sit around laughing and making fun of people?
It's interesting that you say that because the ratings for the show are always high during those first few weeks when they're doing the auditions. And as soon as they go to the final contestants, you know, viewership starts to drop a little bit. So
that's so depressing.
What does that say about our country?
Ultimately, this is a sad and scary story. It's scary for Paula Abdul, and it's sad for Paula Goodspeed. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Here's my email, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.